If you own a property in Spain, but you live abroad, there are two taxes you must consider and that many people get confused. The IBI, IBI, and the income tax for non-residents. They are not the same. The payment of one of the taxes does not mean that you are covered with the payment of the second one. In the next minutes, I will explain the difference clearly, simply, and in a practical way. This applies to you if you own a property in Spain, but you are not resident in our country. Second, if you rent out either for short-term or long-term, or even if you use your property for a private use. If you are not sure about the taxes that apply to you, this is what we are going to clarify. Let's start with the IBI. The IBI stands in Spanish for Impuesto de Bienes Inmuebles. It's a local tax payable to the town hall where the property is located, and you pay IBI just because you own a property. It doesn't matter if you live in Spain, if you live abroad, if you rent out your property, or if your property is empty all the year round. How is it calculated? It is based on the tax value, cadastral value of your property, and a rate set by the municipality. Think of it as a council tax in the UK. It is linked to the ownership and not to the income. This is the mistake I see very often. I pay my IBI. That means that I pay my taxes in Spain. No, the payment of the IBI is just a local tax, and it does not replace the income tax as a non-resident, either you rent or not. Now, let's talk about the IRNR tax. It stands in Spanish as Impuesto sobre la Renta de No Residentes. It's a national tax and payable to the Spanish tax agency. It applies if you are non-resident in Spain, but you own a property here. If you rent out your property in Spain, you are subject to income tax on the rentals, even if you rent for long-term, for short terms, or just via Airbnb or Booking. The income must be declared in Spain, and the rate will be different if you are resident in the European Union, in that case it's 19%, or if you're a resident out of the European Union, where the rate will be 24%. Now, here is the part that many owners get surprised. If you don't rent out your property, you have to declare an income tax in Spain. It's not a real income. It is a deemed income that the Spanish tax office presumes that you have just because you enjoy a property in Spain. Let's make it simple. Imagine that you own a property in Malaga and you use it privately for several weeks. Then you pay IBI, the local tax, and the income tax for the deemed income to the Spanish tax agency. But what happens if you rent out for several weeks a year? Then you pay IBI as usual, and income tax. One for the incomes you get from the rentals, and then for the part that you enjoy privately. Think about it. Two different taxes, two different administrations, and two different calculations. So remember this. IBI is the local ownership tax. It is paid to the town hall where the property is located, and then it affects to all the property owners. Income tax is paid to the Spanish tax agency, and it affects if you are non-resident in Spain. If you own a property in Spain, but you are not sure about the taxes that apply to you, comment tax below. Better to clarify it now than fix it later.